Hey everybody, it's your friend Sarmate here, and we're back with a new series, Captain of Industry. This is a brand spanking new game. It just came out today. I played it very little. Just wanted to get my hands onto it just a little bit. It looks really cool, and I think we're really going to enjoy this one. So we're going to learn it together. New game. We have a couple of options here. Got New Haven, the Beach, Curland, the Golden Peak, and You Shall Not Pass. You can see the islands are shaped a little bit differently on each one of them here. Oh, and in case you don't know, so this game is kind of like you got a bunch of, I don't know if they're refugees or what they are, but it's a group of people that has moved onto this little island, and they're going to start anew. But you kind of have some good techs here. So we have a lot of vehicles, as you can see in the background. We got big ships, got all sorts of fun stuff. So I'm going to check this out and get this going a little bit together with you. We have some map selection, of course, and then the game difficulty. So it looks like here are some of the things that we can tweak. I'm just going to leave everything as is, as standard right now. You can see here's our resource, and that must be like overall total stock on the island. And then we're going to go with Sailor, the easiest difficulty, just to get started. We will absolutely do Captain and Admiral later if we decide that we like this game. And let's go ahead and get started here. If you're like me, you like big trucks and construction stuff and rocket ships like this, so I think this game is going to be pretty fun to really get into. It is early access, of course, so things are bound to change as we go along here. The graphics are they're okay. They're not like the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's not like super duper cool artwork or anything, but it's cool. We'll just check it out in just a second here. So, Captain, we have just docked. Our ship and the local shipyard will both need major repairs. The abandoned communication station near the dock could be deconstructed and used to smelt iron in a blast furnace so we can build more vehicles and construction parts. It is essential to build a research lab as soon as possible so we can figure out more blueprints for important things such as farms or a beacon. A friendly village you can trade with is nearby. Trading can be a lifesaver if you run into a shortage of critical products, so you should research and build a trading dock as soon as possible as well. All right, so got a couple of hints here. So this abandoned communication station, which is this guy right here, is going to need to be reworked, and then we need a blast furnace, and then we need a research lab. So let's go ahead and we can get this stuff started. So as you can see here, let's just take a little zoom in here. See all of our trucks raring to go here. We got a good handful of them. And this guy, the tree harvester. And then here's a stockpile of ship containers. And it looks like you start with a bunch of houses over here. So yeah, these ship containers are also the housing. So I like that idea. I think that's pretty cool. But anyways, here is our communication station. We want to start recycling, so we'll hit that. And nothing happens right away. And I think that's because they don't really know what else to do with this. There's nowhere to put this. So we're recycling it, but there's nothing to do with it. Then we get a little tutorial thing, waste and dumping. So your population generates waste that needs to be collected to maintain healthy conditions in the settlement. You can attach a waste collection to your settlement to collect its waste. To get rid of the waste, you can designate a dumping area with the Z key and let your trucks dump the waste into the terrain. Later on, you can research more ways to how to deal with it. Okay, so we are just going to get this started. I'm not going to read all of this to you guys yet. Maybe we'll get to it as needed. But the Z key is to get started, and I think that plus O2 is the elevation. R key is the rotate. So I'm just going to pick this little dumping spot over here. Like it said, we will be able to move stuff around. But for now, we're going to get that started. So I know that we're going to need to build some stuff, right? So we need to have a tree harvesting designation. Just like we had a dumping site, we need to designate which trees to cut down. And that's going to be this little group to start with. So we'll get that started. And then we should see our tree guy moving out. There he goes. And then you can see here, if we click on this guy, it needs a vehicle assigned to it. So one of our 8 trucks is going to be designated to help the tree harvester out. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And we'll have our little buddy. It'll go over there in just a second. You can see it's the purple highlighted one there. So that guy's off to work. Now, we also needed a couple of other things, right? So let's go ahead and find the... okay, so let's look at this bar first. We got metallurgy and smelting, waste management, transport, buildings, housing and services, dumping designation, tree harvesting, message center, stats, and a world map. Ooh, let's do the world map. So here's where we are, and it looks like that's the near nice neighbors, so we might have to visit them eventually. Well, we will for sure. And then a bunch of question marks around there. So let's go ahead. And we're just talking about smelting. So that's metallurgy, right? So we need a blast furnace. And then in order for this blast furnace to work, we need a coal maker. And for the coal maker to work, you need the trees, which, as you know, we have started. So I'm thinking about just plopping this guy kind of willy-nilly. I'm not sure how we do roads or how that really appears, if they're organic. I'm not really sure how the roads work. So for now, we're just going to start this. This is our dumping site, so I'm going to go a little bit close to it and close to this stuff. We also needed that blast furnace. See, one of our trucks are moving there now, so we'll get that guy going as well. And then we also want to have our what was it called, the research center? I think that's over here. Food market, research lab, there it is. And I think I'll put this guy over here just because it seems to fit kind of the more citizen-y role. So we'll get that thing going right there. And this guy is the food market. So it looks like we just have potatoes right now. And it looks like there's quite a variety of things. So we got proteins, vitamins, treats, eggs. Oh, and we got a little thingy-doo that popped up. Let's see, iron smelting. You can see our trucks are hard at work, going to build all the things. Let's see what iron smelting says. So the blast furnace allows smelting ores, scrap, and other products into molten materials, which can be then cast into final products in the metal caster. Okay, we have that guy. And the smelting iron says a temporary solution is to use metal scraps from an abandoned communication station, which we're doing. And once that is exhausted, you need to start mining iron ore. However, smelting ore produces slag that needs to be dumped out to the terrain. So we have the dump as well. Other products work similarly to your iron. You can choose which recipes are enabled in the furnace by clicking on them. An enabled recipe is shown with a green border around it. And you can see here that this lower one is being disabled and then re-enabled, so you can see that it's changing. Coal is needed to smelt ores. If you don't have access to coal mining yet, we can use a coal maker to produce it from wood. We got the wood, we got the coal maker, we got that happening. We already did the wood harvesting, so we know how to do that. So let's just let it go here and see what we can find. So it looks like this is running. The trucks were auto-assigned, it looks like. So we have import and exports. We got 2 workers here. And it's something's just happening here. Coal maker needs a transport to output the exhaust. Okay, so let's pause it. So it sounds like, if we get in really close here, it sounds like it's like, I don't know, like pressure's building. That's what it sounds like to me. So let's go ahead and we can get waste management smokestack. So you can see this little, it's like a cartoon cloud thing, right? So if we rotate that, that should be an output? Yeah, an output. And we'll get 2 of those things started. And that way this guy's covered when this thing gets started as well. So we should have trucks that go there right away and get that stuff built up. Ooh, those guys are speedy. Oh, there we go. He's got the red shipping container. These guys have got the red shipping container as well. And the smokestack should be built, and then it should start emitting some CO2. So there we go. We got our first coal guy going, and no research selected. So let's get that started as well. So we have people, but we have no way to get food. It makes sense. It also said in the tutorial to start with basic farming. So that's what we're going to do. Looks like we just get taters. It's not a big deal, and get some potatoes happening. And now, at this point, we're just kind of waiting for this thing to get used up. And the blast furnace is running with our iron scrap and coal to make molten iron and exhaust. So we have molten iron, but we aren't doing anything with that molten iron, right? So let's go back to metallurgy and smelting. And let's go to metal caster. So it looks like you can see there that this has outputs to matching input on this guy. So what we either could do is keep going this way and build out connections like that, or we go next to it. And I think we're going to keep going out this way. So I want to try and keep this in line just a little bit. And I'm going to go a little distance here because there's something I want to try out. So if we do that, get that guy on the way, there is transport of things. So molten channel and pipes. So this is molten iron, right? So that's going to be this guy. Support products, it says right there, the little symbol. We'll grab that. And I'm guessing if we go heights, Q&E changes the height apparently. That's cool. So the blast furnace needs to transport as well. So I'm trying to see if trying to slow down here, if this needs to be up higher or not. It's hard to tell. Let's go ahead and we'll put it just as is for now, and we'll see if this connects. And it looks like I have to, okay, you have to click and then drag, and you can see it is connected with the green pipe there. So that'll be great. So this guy can actually output to 2 of these smelters, and then this guy is going to make us iron. But then where does that iron go? Do we need a storage building? I don't see one down over here. Oh, you can hear that pressure sound changed. Did it run out of wood or something? Missing input. It did run out of wood. So that means we probably have all this torn down, and that is the case. So we need to designate some more tree harvesting areas. And we do have a couple blobs of them over here, I guess. Some over here as well. We've got a good amount of trees. Ooh, this looks like copper to me. Not certain. And this looks like iron. Also not certain on that. But let's go ahead and we'll designate this huge area to get the trees cut down because we're going to be needing a lot of trees. And it looks like we have a couple of things over here. We got our research lab is ready. We knew that already. We were already researching stuff. But then we also got tools. So let's see what this says. There are several tools that can make you more productive. We got copy, cut, pause, copy settings, and a Unity tool. Okay, so copy, that sounds pretty self-explanatory. So if they show here, we got to click and drag to copy and paste. That's really handy. I like that. So that's cool. That's the tools right here in the bottom left. We have cut. It looks like it's going to... Oh, it's just taking part of it. But it removes/cuts the selected structures as well. It only works for Go structures that are not constructed yet. It can be activated by pressing the X key. Okay, so that's cool. We can copy and paste our stuff. And then pause. Individual entities such as structures or vehicles, and supports mass pausing, unpausing by dragging over an area. When you drag over an area with non-constructed structures, it will toggle the construction pause. Otherwise, it will toggle the regular pause. If any entity in the selected is paused, it unpauses everything selected. And we can use that with the P key. Okay, and then planning mode is very simple. When enabled, it will automatically pause the construction of every structure you place. Okay, that's pretty nice. Now, I'm not going to continue to read through all of this stuff. We just wanted to get a little bit of an idea of what kind of tools we have. So, for example, if we like... Oh, we don't have a research going. Let's get a research going. Start a new research. So we got our basic farming done. I want to get some storage, but I don't see it. But beacon was also one of the things to get researched right away. So let's go ahead and we'll do construction. And trading dock was another one too. All of these are going to be good. It's just like in any other game that we play. It's like I want all the things immediately. So let's try something here. Let's go ahead and we're going to try our copy tool. Now remember we have our dump somewhere over here. So go copy and then we just click and drag and this should pick up everybody and we should be able to just scoot it over. That's really slick. Okay, so let's go ahead and plop it right there. Okay, great. And they go to work on it right away. So that guy's getting used up. This is cool. I don't know what's happening to our iron though. Are these guys... Let's see, does it tell me? Ooh, I don't want to run out of fuel either without being able to make more. I don't know how to make more. Let's go check out our construction research lab guy. I don't know if I build another one of these, if it's going to speed up the research. So let's try that out. Maybe I can research more than one thing at a time. I have no idea. Collision with housing. Rotate it like so. Okay, let's put that there. That'll get built up. What does this guy say? So that's inputs. Okay. Food supply and health bonus. I don't see any what that is. Anything that what that is. So we'll just kind of hang out, I guess, and we'll wait and find out what that is. Okay, we finished basic farming. That really didn't take all that long. So let's go. Okay, that's the one that we already researched. So let's just slow down a second here and let's see if we can find it. Oh, so we got a new thing. Basic production. Farm allows growing of various crops, can be used for food production. Depends on rain only. Water supply from external source, it needs to be upgraded. Okay. Oh, this is huge. All right, that's not a problem. We can absolutely deal with that. So we've been clear cutting all of this over here, right? So let's go ahead and pop this guy up about right in there. I wish it would fit on the grid a little bit more better, but I can't control that. So we'll go ahead and let's sneak this guy like tight up against this. It's like I said, I'm not sure how roads are going to go. We might have to move some stuff around later, which is no big deal. So here's our potato outputs, apparently. So we'll have to... I wonder if I can do pipes right into the grocery store here. That would be kind of slick. So let's see. Let's see if we can do that. Transport, we got pipes. So, okay, so there's the supported products. So that's the iron that we were looking at before. And this looks like water, fuel, and something else. I'm not certain what that is. So our potatoes aren't going to be able to be transported, I don't think, through there. Look at that. It's getting built up right away. Pretty awesome. Pretty slick. Oh, so we can have up to 90 trucks. That's interesting. Oh, and then this thing is just hanging out because we do have the smokestacks. But something to note here is that our pipes didn't copy over. So we have that molten pipe here, and it's not here. So it's something that we have to remember to add. Oops, I'm not sure what I'm clicking here. Remember to add when we're doing that in later times. Okay, so we'll go like that. We'll get that guy built up right there. And now I think we should be good to go with that as soon as that gets built up. Because this thing should be making things. Molten iron is full. I'm thinking is what that says. And then what does this say? Yeah, that's not doing anything. So full output. So this stuff isn't going anywhere. We just got general machines completed, so let's go ahead and get something else started. And then we can check to see if we can how our research works in this game. So let's go with the beacon first. We'll do that. And then can I queue? Oh, I can queue. Okay, so let's go with vehicles and mining. And then I want to go with the trading dock after that. And here's basic diesel, so that's how we get more fuels, obviously. And then here's a storage container. Okay, so I'm wondering if this stuff just sits around while we are waiting. I don't know. So here's our research speed. I didn't check to see if this changes. Can we toggle this off? Let's see. It didn't make a difference. So at least for now, it doesn't look like having more than one makes a difference. But we can see if that will change. Oh, that looks really cool. Can we get any closer? Ooh, yeah. Molten iron sheets. Okay, so we do have general machines now, an assembly line that produces basic products. Okay, so we need some of that iron, some wood, and concrete to make a crane-looking thing. So let's see. So this guy's gonna take wood and concrete, and it looks like that's it. You can see our outputs there on the right. Let's go ahead and put this guy. We'll go like this. So this game, I don't know if you've ever played it, but it's Satisfactory. It's very, very similar to that, where you have these construction lines, and that game was cool. But I got so OCD with my base in that game that I just couldn't stop redoing it. So hopefully I can manage to not deal with that in this game. That'd be really great. And it looks like, okay, so we got basic farming. We got that, and then finished construction. We got that. And then this guy is good to go. Okay, so let's see. So we get to pick a recipe, and then iron's gonna go to mechanical parts, and iron, wood, and concrete slabs is construction parts, and then rubber and copper is electronics. So we want some mechanical parts to start with. So now I'm guessing that our trucks are gonna run over here, fill up, and then come over here and drop some stuff off. So let's see if this guy tells us what it has. Yes, exactly. So that is gonna start to produce us something, but once we get stuff produced, we don't have anywhere to store it as of right now. So it's we got to get that storage research, and it looks like our power and maintenance guy is working. It's just taking a little bit of time here. It's just fine. It's fine. Assembly ready. Okay. What does this say? We can start producing construction parts to build more machines and buildings, but don't forget to scale up our iron production to cope with the demand. Some machines and vehicles require regular maintenance. We should research and build a maintenance depot as soon as possible. Otherwise, our equipment will start breaking down. Okay. So it's saying, instead of having like 1-to-1, maybe have 2-to-1 so that you don't run out of iron. So we want to be able to be storing iron and continuing to use iron and keep going like that. And it's just going to get crazier and crazier and crazier. And we'll see how good I do with organization. And I look forward to your input on ways that I can improve, because I'm sure you guys will have some great ideas. And I'm excited for it. Okay, so our fertility in our guy here is doing pretty good, 70%. It looks like we need... let's see. Okay. Fertility needed, amount of extra fertility needed on average for the current crop rotation in order to research target fertility level. This extra fertility needs to be supplied with fertilizer. Okay. Natural replenishment is 9.4%, and then the equilibrium is a value to which soil fertility will converge naturally from the current crop schedule. At equilibrium, crop fertility construction is equal to the natural replenishment rate. If there are multiple crops set up in a rotation, this value is only approximate since each crop may have different values. Note that equilibrium does not take fertilizer into account. Okay, lots of little things, lots of micromanaging in this game so far. That's not bad at all. I don't mind that. We have 91 hops, okay. 49 months of food, 33 workers, and then Unity, plus 1.45 a month. I would imagine if that gets too low, your people leave or something, get mad. Something happens, I'm sure. And it looks like this guy is making our machine parts, and we should be filling this up eventually and not having anywhere to put stuff. Unless they're, well, they need a repair depot, right? Okay, so we could, oh, so this guy, see, it's needing construction things. It needs 23 and we have 458. So that is very, very generous to get started with that much construction stuff, in my opinion. We got 70 housing for 70 people, okay. And we're at 91 out of 140. So we're okay for a little bit now. It takes 3 more months for 70 potatoes, okay. And it's raining, that's great. So let's look at our bars here. Do we have potatoes? It doesn't look like we're going up with potatoes at all yet. What is this little button? Ooh, oh, just recipes. Okay. Oh, nice. That's cool that it shows us all that stuff. Oh, and it shows you the whole tree too. Wowee. Okay. Cool. It's raining now. That'll be good for our farm. Oh, and it looks like the roads are kind of organic. You can see this is where the trucks are driving. And they just kind of go around here, and they'll probably start to like do a Y shape here. Yeah, you can see the grass kind of wore away there. Oh, we're grabbing some potatoes, getting our spuds turned in here. And let's see if they go right to the grocery store. And it looks like they do. That's awesome. Cool, cool, cool. From the field to the shelf to the plate. Just like that. Let's see. What is this? Oh, that's cool, I think. So what I would really like to do is get some more of those tree trucks, because those things are really good here. So we got power and maintenance nearly complete. We can get that checked out in just a second. Okay, we got that, and then we should go to vehicles and mining. Nice. And we're getting more and more options down here, which is cool. Okay, and here's our diesel generator. Burns diesel to create electricity. See, I read that incorrectly. I read that as a thing that's going to produce diesel, not something that's going to produce electricity. And it looks like it's producing a skull cloud, which I'm assuming is like some kind of pollution. So that's interesting. I wasn't thinking that it had to do with pollution at all, but it's something to consider for sure on building a thing like this. All right, so let's see. I think the next thing we are gonna get is vehicles and mining, and then trading dock, and then we want a beacon. Yeah. Add that to queue. Okay, so nothing too crazy out of the power and maintenance. I'm not sure what that building is. Let's see if we can find that guy. At the assembly. Looks like these are all the same still. Ah, maintenance depot. That's what we wanted. So we want to have a spot for where our vehicles can come to get fixed up, of course. So I think that kind of makes sense to put this over here. And we'll just kind of put it right there. And then our trucks will come over and come hang out. And it looks like this is a spot for mechanical parts. So I'm wondering if they're going to move the mechanical parts from here to here, just like they do from the potatoes from the field to the food market here. I'm assuming they will. That's like the point of these guys. But eventually, we're going to want to have something that's connected, right? And running that way. So what we could do is like elevate this and connect it that way. Okay, this guy needs power. Ooh, sorry about that lightning flash. I was not expecting that. Got kind of dark. You're kind of right there for a second. So this guy's still going, and it looks like they are running parts over here. Oh, so we need some electronics too, which we don't really have. Okay. All right, so we need more wood as well. Are we still cutting it down? We are still cutting it down, and that guy still has his truck buddy with him, so they're still working hard. We aren't making any power, which is because we haven't built any power supplies yet. So let's go ahead and I feel like we're gonna need a ton of this power stuff. So let's go ahead and we'll put that there for now. That's gonna need a diesel hookup. We might have to do some shuffling around. Once we get a little bit more familiar with the game and what we need and have stuff happening, it'll be make a little bit more sense. So looks like we got diesel here. That must be our store tanks for diesel. It's got to be it. Okay. This thing will get built up, and then we'll start to burn diesel to make power. I'm wondering if the power is only going to affect this. I mean, it's got to... Oh, we have a +1 pops. Nice. Okay. Field's doing great. I feel like we got a pretty good start. Let's see if we can get this thing turned on here. Low power. How do we connect this guy? Truck import is auto, so we can turn it off if we get to a point where we don't want to do this anymore. And it looks like we got a truck fueling up right now, and then this guy comes alive, doing some maintenance for us, which is great. I'm not sure what the trucks need for maintenance. This guy is at 283%, so we're crushing it with that. And I don't know if this is an item or if this is just something that happens. So, okay, so we got a 6% over here. Interesting. So let that run for a little while here. We're going to continue to do our researching. And I think this is going to be a great spot to call this first episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please let me know if you liked it. I'm getting excited about it. I think it's pretty great. I promised one of you guys a Planet Crafter video later in the week, so I'm going to do that later in the week and get that out for you guys. Can finish that up. I'm kind of in a spot with the Planet Crafter stuff where I think we're kind of wrapping it up. But let's check back into that. So please let me know what you think about this one, and I hope you have a fantastic and amazing rest of your evening, day, or night, and I'll see you on the next one.